Are you new to Medicare? Well, check out this video for 3 huge warnings to avoid some very serious Medicare mistakes. Hi there, as always, a reminder that if you have any questions whatsoever, you can reach us at the number on the screen or, of course, in the comments below. We are licensed and there's no charge for our services, so please, if you have questions about Medicare, which we understand because Medicare can be quite confusing, please feel free to reach out so that we can help. Now, we do release these videos on a weekly basis, so especially if you're new to Medicare, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date, and please click that like button so that we can help to get this information out there to others who are looking for the same type of info. First, let's go over a brief rundown of exactly what Original Medicare is. So Original Medicare is comprised of Part A, which is your hospital insurance, and Part B, which is your medical insurance. Together, they're going to cover most of your medical needs. You should be aware that there are premiums to pay, deductibles to meet, and copays and coinsurance. So to go a little bit further in detail, as I said, Part A is your hospital insurance. So should you need to be hospitalized in an inpatient setting and receive any type of treatment or care there, that would be covered under Part A. It will also cover things like skilled nursing facility care, home health care, and hospice care. Part B is your medical insurance, so basically any encounters that you actually have with a doctor, whether it be for preventative or wellness screenings, or if you need an ambulance ride to the hospital, durable medical equipment such as wheelchairs or walkers, or if you need mental or behavioral health services, that would also be covered by Part B. Now you'll notice that prescription drugs is absent from this list. And yes, most prescription drugs are not covered by Original Medicare, with some very limited exceptions, such as insulin if it's administered via pump, vaccinations administered via doctor, or chemotherapy and certain oral anti-cancer drugs. There are costs associated with Original Medicare. First, there are premiums. Most people actually don't have to pay a premium for Part A if you qualify through yours or your spouse's work history. So if you or your spouse have worked at least 40 quarters, which breaks down to about 10 years, then you would qualify for premium-free Part A. So you don't have to pay anything on a monthly basis to keep your insurance active. However, if you haven't yet met that 40 quarters, then there is a premium for Part A, and it can be pretty expensive. If you've worked anywhere between 30 to 39 quarters, then you pay $278 per month for Part A. And if you've worked less than 30 quarters, it would be $506 per month for Part A. These are, of course, the numbers in 2023. There's always going to be a premium for Part B, and the base monthly premium for Part B in 2023 is $164.90. However, if you are a higher earner, that is to say you have a larger income, then your premium could be larger to reflect that larger income. The first major warning we want to issue is to enroll on time. Because yes, there are late enrollment penalties when it comes to Medicare. You'll first become eligible for Medicare when you turn 65. And if you are someone who is already receiving Social Security or railroad retirement benefits, you're somebody who's going to be automatically enrolled. You should receive your card in the mail 3 months before you turn 65. And if that's the case, there's really nothing further to be done. If you are not automatically enrolled, then you need to contact Social Security. You can do so in that 7-month window surrounding your 65th birthday. So 3 months before you turn 65, the month of your 65th birthday, and the 3 months thereafter. You're definitely going to want to contact Social Security because should you go too long without enrolling in Original Medicare, then you may be subject to the Medicare late enrollment penalty. Now, this is not a one-time fee. It gets tacked onto your monthly premium forever. So it's definitely something that you want to avoid. The Part B late enrollment penalty is an extra 10% for each full year where you could have signed up for Part B but didn't. So here's the example provided by Medicare.gov. If you waited 2 full years, which is 24 months, to sign up for Part B, and you didn't qualify for a special enrollment period, that would be by maintaining creditable coverage, and then you would qualify for that special enrollment period once you lost your creditable coverage, most likely through retirement. So if you waited the 2 years, you would have to pay a 20% late enrollment penalty, 10% for each 12-month period, plus the standard Part B monthly premium. So in 2023, that's $164.90. So 20% of $164.90 is $32.98. So you would have to pay $164.90 plus $32.98. So your new premium would be $197.90. And again, that is forever. That is not a one-time penalty. Now, do remember this is for the full 12-month period, so it's not going to round up for 2 full years. If, for example, it was 23 months that you went without signing up for Part B, then you would only be on the hook for an extra 10% because that would be 1 full 12-month period. Now, of course, if you do enroll when you're first eligible, or if you were someone who is able to defer your enrollment, perhaps because you were continuing to maintain creditable coverage through your employer, then you would be eligible for a special enrollment period later on once you retire and you no longer are maintaining that creditable coverage. Still, if you are eligible for that special enrollment period at that point, you definitely want to enroll during your special enrollment period so that you are not subject to the late enrollment penalty. And remember, if you are going to work past 65 and use your employer-sponsored group health insurance instead, make sure to follow the instructions on the back of the card and send it back. Because if you keep the card, you will keep Medicare Part B and you will be charged for it. There can also be a late enrollment penalty for Part D, which are your prescription drug plans. So if you go more than 63 days without creditable coverage for prescription drugs, then you could be subject to the Part D late penalty. That being said, it is nowhere near as hefty as the Part B late penalty. If anything, it could be just a couple of dollars per month, so that's not necessarily something that you need to worry about tremendously. Next, we'd like to warn new Medicare beneficiaries to make sure to stay on top of your Medigap enrollment. Yes, Original Medicare does offer truly comprehensive coverage. However, in addition to monthly premiums, there are deductibles and copays and coinsurance. And there is no out-of-pocket maximum in place to help protect you from major medical bills should you have major medical needs. Now, Medigap plans, also known as Medicare supplement plans, will step in to fill these financial gaps so they can help to cover or entirely cover your deductibles and your copays and coinsurance, and they may also impose an out-of-pocket maximum if necessary. There are 10 different plans with varying price points and varying levels of coverage. And you can enroll at any point during the year. However, it is absolutely in your best interest to enroll when you first become eligible. In the 6-month window after turning 65 and enrolling in Part B, so if you were to defer Part B because you are maintaining creditable coverage elsewhere, then that 6-month window wouldn't begin until you re-enroll in Part B. Well, during that 6-month window, you cannot be subject to medical underwriting, which means you cannot be denied or charged more based on your health. Now, many people, when first retiring, are in excellent health, and they don't really feel that they need to pay for that additional supplemental insurance, which is entirely understandable. Medicare supplement plans can be a little bit on the pricier side, depending upon which plan and carrier you choose. However, these same individuals often find that further down the road, when they do have more extensive medical needs, they are unable to get a Medicare supplement plan. And that is because if you enroll any time outside of that 6-month window, you may be subject to medical underwriting. So should you have larger, more extensive medical needs, you can not only be charged more to the point where a Medigap plan is no longer feasible, but very often people are denied outright, especially if they have major medical needs such as cancer. This is not something you want to have happen to you. Medicare Part A deductibles are $1,600 per benefit period. That means that if you were hospitalized more than once in a given year, you might have to meet that deductible more than once in a given year. And if your hospital stays go past a certain amount of time, they can be hundreds of dollars per day. And while 20% for a regular doctor's visit is certainly mostly financially feasible, 20% of more expensive procedures might not be. And if you're looking at ambulance rides, you probably know that those can be quite expensive as well. We absolutely don't mean this as a scare tactic. You just need to be informed so that you can make these decisions now and not be kicking yourself further down the line when you're looking back and wishing that you had enrolled in a Medicare supplement plan. And our final warning is to please proceed with caution when it comes to Medicare Advantage plans. Medicare Advantage plans are also known as managed care plans or Part C plans. They're actually a replacement to Original Medicare, so you can't have Original Medicare and Medicare Advantage, or Original Medicare and Medicare Advantage and a Medicare Supplement plan. If you choose Medicare Advantage, that's it. They must offer at least the same benefits as Original Medicare. However, very often they will offer lower copays, lower deductibles, and out-of-pocket maximums. So these types of plans can be very, very appealing to people who are looking to save a little bit of money on a monthly basis, because in addition to the other benefits offered, things like dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug, they often have lower monthly premiums when compared to a Medigap plan, and sometimes your Medicare Advantage plan actually won't require that you pay anything additional other than continuing to pay for your Medicare Part B. So the reason for our warning is that it can be very easy to be lured in by a Medicare Advantage plan. They sound like they're offering you excellent benefits at a lower rate. However, with a Medicare Advantage plan, you must operate within a network. Yes, there are PPOs, so that would give you more flexibility than an HMO. However, it's still not going to give you the complete flexibility that something like a Medicare Supplement plan would offer, because there is still the issue of pre-authorization. With a PPO versus an HMO, there are some differences, one of which is the need for a referral. So with an HMO, you need a referral from your PCP, which is your primary care physician, to see a specialist. With a PPO, that is not the case. So many people feel that by choosing a Medicare Advantage PPO plan, they'll still have the flexibility needed. And yes, you will have more flexibility, but you may still encounter the issue of pre-authorization. Basically, with a plan that requires pre-authorization, as all Medicare Advantage plans do, your plan will need to pre-authorize you to see additional doctors or receive additional treatments or services. This can be extremely frustrating. It can involve long wait times. It can involve denials and therefore extremely costly bills. Additionally, many people report that the networks with Medicare Advantage plans can be extremely restrictive, and they've had difficulty finding doctors and hospitals who accept their plan without having to travel quite long distances. That's it for today's 3 major warnings video. But if you have any questions whatsoever, you can reach us not only in the comments below, but also at the number on the screen. We are licensed nationwide, and unlike some brokers, there is absolutely no charge for our services. So please, if you have questions, if you need help with the enrollment process, do not hesitate to reach out. But before you go, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date, and please like this video so we can get this info out there. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.